Where? Oh,
Nah,
that sounds like it did it.
oh,
there we go. We
got
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll just dive right into it here, friends. There's a lot I want to chat with you guys about tonight, but first off, for our audience who might not know about you, tell me a little bit about you guys and the origin of Slightest Clue.
For sure. Well, my name's Malcolm.
I'm Sean.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Nick.
Yeah, and honestly, we've been a band, I would say, together for just like under a year, with what's out and what people are hearing. But it's been like a bedroom project of mine for a long time, and yeah, it's only in this past year that I think things have like actually really clicked, and that's because we're all actually playing together, and it's really live, and it's been going really well since. So.
Yeah, I noticed you guys call yourself a bedroom punk band. That is a little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loud and
Yeah.
homebrewed content recorded entirely in our bedrooms still, actually.
Yeah.
With everything that's coming out.
All of Baby Jade, the song that is our new single, was basically recorded in this apartment.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Well, it's like it sounds like studio made, and it's in your house. You guys are doing it.
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Yeah.
We try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have, like you just said, have been a band for less than a year, and it's a very unusual time to be a band. I guess that's kind of underselling it a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about how you guys are getting out in the music world right now?
I mean, it's been kind of slowly, the ball's been rolling a little bit better as venues are starting to reopen in Vancouver, which has been great. But it was really like Nick finding us a jam space and getting us into just practice, because we're just trying to get ready, for when things get really back to normal and swinging.
Yeah, honestly, like a lot of people, I think, have been taking a lot of time off with, pandemic and venues closed. But our whole philosophy from the time we got a lockout jam space was like, well, we aren't doing anything else. Like, let's get in there 10 hours a week. Let's record everything we can. And when venues are open, we'll be ready. We'll have a set. You
guys were even saying y'all are working full time, you're going to school, and you're still 10 hours a week doing band stuff. Like that's a crazy amount of a workload.
Yeah,
it's all fun, it's not painful.
We like each other. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, no beef, it's easy.
Yeah.
Perfect. And we're going to talk a little bit about the new single, but before we get into that, I'm not going to lie, over the weekend I fell down just a rabbit hole of listening to Slightest Clue music. Like I listened to just about everything that you guys have on Apple Music right now, and I was really struck with how different every song sounds, in that I had to be on my toes literally the whole time. Like, is this the same band I'm listening to? Like, and I know to be a great musician requires eclectic interest, but tell me a little bit about why you almost wear them on your sleeve and you have this jambalaya style of different musical influences that come out in every song.
Yeah, I mean, I think generally all my favorite artists are chameleons, especially from like project to project. I really prefer when artists really change it up, even if it's not what I liked previously. I'm just a fan of people exploring, and so I feel like it's kind of the same on our end, creatively at least, of just wanting to try on a bunch of different hats. We're still a young band, and just trying to show, I think, versatility is important right now.
Yeah, we're definitely not married to any one particular sound or like really intense genre or anything. And I think that our ability and our desire to just like explore and chase down what sounds good and what feels right and what we're excited to play, that is, I think, what makes us like, just have fun. We're not like always like, oh, we've got to have the exact right, like really intense guitar tone and all the same like sludge metal, shit. Like we just.
So there's really time to find yourself is what you're saying.
Definitely. The pandemic, yeah, I mean, despite all of the negative things that it's had, it's caused a lot of like self-reflection and like staying in the room and writing and trying to make the material much stronger, which has been a silver lining, I guess.
Yeah. And like, I think one other reason why that might be is like the four of us do finish songs together. Like we all might bring one new idea to the table and chase it down, but we all four of us have pretty intense and sometimes very different influences.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, that's not a problem for us. We appreciate what the other people bring. And it's not like, oh, that's not what I like, so we shouldn't do it. That's kind of lame. So
the one thing I did notice though on certain tunes where there's the elements of almost garage rock, and then you have sort of this computer pop thing going on, and then the horns come in. Like, is that difficult to recreate in a studio sense, or?
Oh man, it sounds night and day different from those recordings. That those were originally things that I made in my bedroom on my own first, before we got like this unit together, and then we've had to reimagine the songs in the room to make them kind of take on a completely new identity, which has been kind of exciting. It's breathed a lot of new life into old material that I'm kind of happy to see. And we've already re-recorded some of those things, and hopefully they'll have a fresher sheen now.
So do you guys almost take like almost a workshop approach when you do it live, and allow room for trial and error, mistakes, and hey, maybe this works and maybe this doesn't, or?
Totally. Nothing is sacred, I think, in the band or like the arrangement at all. It's like, if I'm bringing an idea, it's a demo, and then we can pick it apart and choose what Lego blocks we like and like build a new spaceship,
Yeah. Nothing's ever too precious. Sometimes you just gotta kill your darlings, or something that sounded really cool as a demo or as one of those early tracks that Mac recorded. We're just like, wait, if it doesn't translate live and we're not excited to play it live and excited to show it to the world, then why are we playing it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to sound right in the room. As a young band now, you got to convince people.
And I do really want to dive into the new song, Baby Jade, a little bit. I love this tune. Like I was saying to Hannah in the emails, it's really West Coast alt, gives me like major early Queens of the Stone Age vibes. Can you tell me a little bit about why you all decided to go with that sound on this track?
Yeah, I mean, the beginnings of it was just like that bass line and just a drum groove, like really, really simple stuff. And then taking it into the room and just trying to like, I don't know, marry intensity and like make it dark and heavy, but still keep it as catchy as possible. Like it's definitely like the first attempt by the band, I think, of like making a straight ahead pop song,
Yeah,
that's our pop, that's our version so far.
I tricked them. I tricked them into a pop song. I was like, we gotta measure it down. Like, we started playing it probably in like July of 2020 in Malcolm's mom's laundry room. And it was like had a completely different structure. And we were like, how can we make this as in and out, catchy, like not forgettable thing? And it took a while to get there, and we're really pleased with the result. So
definitely.
Well, one thing I noticed, and I might be a little off the mark here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I listened pretty deeply to the lyrics of the song too. And even though you do say it is kind of a straight ahead a pop rocker or mainstream rock kind of sound, there was almost a West Coast languor to the lyrics a little bit, almost like maybe I've read Less Than Zero too many times or something, but like what sort, it's a sin to ask an artist like why they wrote the song, but what sort of informed that song, and where did that whole vibe sort of come from for you guys?
Yeah, lyrically, I think it began as sort of frustrations, I think, with some things with like the smaller art scene in Vancouver. It's like already kind of hard to break in, and it's all these sort of separate pockets. And I think, it was just it's disguised as a pop song, but it's also, it's got a bit of a snarky undertone lyrically, but I always tried to speak from the I, to include myself in this same sort of like jaded character that we're talking about, so I wanted it to still be personal to a certain degree, and not just be like talking down on some dumb high horse.
And like, we all live in Vancouver and will probably for a while, but I don't think any of us are too attached to being Vancouverites, even though the three of these guys all grew up in the area.
I'm attached.
You're attached? Okay.
I'm attached.
But it's just kind of, I think in certain ways, poking fun at just like the excess of certain parts of just being in Vancouver and thinking that it's the best place in the world, and why would you ever want to go anywhere else, while simultaneously being like screw Vancouver. Because
Yeah.
that's like a weird contradiction that like a lot of people here hold. It's like it's
Totally.
it's bad, but
Yeah.
it's also the best place in the world to live. And it's,
Simple.
we're kind of like, shut up. Like,
Fickle fans of Vancouver.
yeah.
General.
It's cool, but don't say that too loudly, I guess.
Exactly. No, that's
Or
exactly
don't
it.
tell anybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why the groove is so like slick, and like the whole song is an eye roll, really. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm wondering, is this do you guys see yourself sort of more as a possibility of bridging that gap? Because like I remember you were saying there's so many pockets of different musical arts in Vancouver. They're all kind of separate of each other. Do you think there's kind of a bridge to build a Vancouver scene in a much more broad sense?
I would love to see it happen, honestly. I hope that because of everybody having to stay inside for so long, there's just going to be this sort of cultural reaction of like, yes, anything, live music, let's go, let's play together. Like, I'm just happy to be here kind of energy, which is what I'm feeling, you know? So hopefully organically, I think those things take shape. Because I mean, at this point, genres shouldn't matter. We should all just, you know, try to build.
Some of the greatest artists out there right now are the ones that are really cross-pollinating. They're not sort of in the same route, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it'd be tough to say because again, y'all are still finding your sound and that kind of thing. But is this alt rock sound, this West Coast wavy sound you're doing right now, is that something you're going to continue to explore, or is there a new metamorphosis of Slightest Clue, or is it too hard to say?
I think, yeah, that's tough. We're trying to strike a balance. Like I'm always wanting it to still be sort of odd or offering something a little weird or alternative, but still catchy. So it's the battle.
I think
always.
the main thing that we are taking from Baby Jade going forward is not necessarily the West Coast style, but more the pop sensibility. You know, like we need to give people a reason to care and keep listening, and something that sounds catchy. And we understand that. We're not thinking that we're making some really like high-brained art out here. And anyone who is like trying to get off the ground and they're like, I'm so misunderstood, like, like just shut up. Like, you know, like I already have enough existential dread on my own. I don't need yours. I just want to listen to something that sounds good and makes me excited to listen to music. And so whether that continues to be like a West Coast in your face sound or not, it's less about less what we got out of the process of making Baby Jade, and more just like it's okay to make a pop song and it can be fun to play and still have something to say.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's important to bring that energy, you know. Just as a band that nobody knows, if you're playing a live show, I just believe like you gotta be exciting. No slow songs. You haven't earned it yet, you know, like people don't know who you are, so make them dance at least.
So we're not expecting every rose has its thorn out of you guys anytime.
Absolutely
not for a while. Not till we've earned it, man.
Yeah, we gotta earn that.
Right on, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming virtually to speak with me tonight, and I wish you all the best. And I love what you guys have put out so far, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for y'all.
Fantastic.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Dan. This has been awesome.
Have a good night, guys.
Awesome.
Peace.
Thanks.
See ya.